Hello and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, student of astrology, master of numerology, and the creator of the Shaka Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast Deck. And I'd like to know, how are you doing today? How is everybody on this amazing Sunday afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you are tuning in from? I'd like to remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show. And for those of you who are here live with me, you're going to get a double opportunity, because I'm sure you've been watching since the beginning of the year. We are now offering raffles. There's a raffle drawing that will take place with our show. And those of you who actually watch live the entire show get double the chance of your name going into the raffle. And at the end of the show, I actually announce who the raffle winner is from last week's show. And then, of course, I'll announce what you'll be winning for this week's show. So there's a lot going on here. But before we get into that, what I'd like to also remind you, for those of you who might have missed last week's episode, I had my amazing astrologer on, Kendrick Greer, who we spoke about astrology and what's in store for you based on astrology for 2021. It was an amazing show, so I encourage you to go back and check it out. But before we move into what's going on today and what's in store and all the amazing things that's going to be taking place in today's show, I'd like to give a shout out to all my advertising sponsors that make this show happen week after week after week. So we will start off with, as mentioned, Kendrick Greer, our astrologer. Then we have the Three Crones in the Woo Woo, that our show takes place every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch us there with all the woo woo. We have Nick Rafter, who's the journalist, the writer, and the editor. And I do believe he's an important part of our lives right now, with all the energy that is really going on about stepping in to starting up a magazine, a podcast, a radio show, whatever it is that you are looking to do, getting that article going. He's definitely the one to connect with. Then we have Eliza Bloom Robertson, who's our transformational catalyst. Then the Todd Bradbury, who's our Mystic Master Teacher and the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy. Then Abigail St. Clair, she's the founder of the Inspired Connections. Another person you definitely want to reach out to if you happen to already have your own podcast or magazine or whatever it might be. She might be somebody you might want to reach out to in reference to get some new people onto your show or in your magazine for that matter. And then last but not least, Joe Monkman, who's actually our guest for today. He's our wellness advocate and personal development trainer. And he'll explain more about what that means later. So now that we got all of that out of the way, the important stuff out of the way, I want to just chat with you about today's energy and what's in store for us this week, because we are on the 24th day of January. In 4 days from now, on January 28th, Mercury, our planet Mercury, is going to be going retrograde. Yes, again, we always seem to be speaking about how Mercury is going retrograde. Make a note, Mercury retrogrades 3 to 4 times in 1 year. Thankfully for 2021, Mercury will retrograde 3 times this year. Thankfully, Mercury will be retrograding in our air signs this year. So that's a hint for all of you who are not aware of that Mercury will retrograde each time 3 times this year, all in the air signs. So it will be in Aquarius. And Mercury is our planet of technology, communication, travel, planning, scheduling, all of the important things that we all do. It is a really great time to reflect and evaluate on how you schedule, on how you plan, on how you put together things. It is not the best time to be starting any new projects, though, but it is a really great time to start. Let me rephrase that. It's a great time to start new projects, but it's not a great time to sign contracts to the new projects. So if you are looking to put together a magazine, yes, do the work for it, but do not make any major contract decisions as of yet. If you are looking to start up that podcast, yes, start getting everything in its order, but do not make any major contract decisions yet. Because if you do any of that during the Mercury retrograde, you may very well have to go back and sort of recheck over things. Now, there's an exception to that rule depending on where Mercury is actually sitting in your chart. It may actually be in your favor to start up these projects and contract on them as well. And the only way you're going to know that, unless you already know your astrological sign and understand it, is really consulting with an astrologer. And I happen to be biased to my astrologer, as mentioned, Kendra Greer. So if you are looking to find out if this is the right time for you to sign a contract for your podcast or magazine or whatever it is that's going to involve setting up an investment, I highly recommend you reach out to him for that information so you can be right on track and not having to go back and sort of reevaluate things again. So that's the Mercury retrograde aspects. Now, what I usually love to talk about is the moon. Where is the moon today? Today and tomorrow, right until I believe Tuesday, the moon is in Gemini energy, and Gemini is our astrological sign of communication. So isn't that interesting? A lot of communication going on this week. So utilize this energy, but again, just being mindful that we are literally in what we call the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, because there's 4 days before it actually goes. So that's the insight based on the cosmic world, so to speak. And just a little side note, there's also something else going on. There we go. The full moon that will be coming in as well towards the end of this month on January 30th. So again, we have a lot of energy that's going to be formulating over the next couple of days. So become aware of it. And for those of you who do not know what full moon energy is all about, it really is about letting go. Letting go of the things that no longer serve. Evaluate what's been going on for you in 2020 and start asking yourself, does this still fit in my life? Does this still fit in my life? And if there's a no to those answers, start to get rid of them, start to release them, so then you can make space for what does fit into your life. And you also make it easier for the universe to bring into alignment those things that you're looking to manifest, because you're making space for them and you're letting go of what no longer serves you. I'm shaking up the cards because I do want to put some energy on what we need to focus on regarding our chakra for today, because I do believe that anything we're looking to manifest, if we have one or more of our chakras that's not working along with us, that might be a little stagnant or blocked, we do need to tap into that chakra so we can clear the energy and be in perfect alignment to the things that we're looking to attract. So let's see what's going on for us today. And again, this collective energy, so this is for everybody, whether you're watching here with me live or you're watching on the replay. This is for all of us. And if you're not familiar with chakras, know that we work with 7 primary chakras. And the chakras are, if you want to put an image to it, think of it like a wheel, and wheels turn. So when your wheels are turning, that means the energy is flowing from within. And a really good sign of knowing whether that is or is not happening is what's going on externally for you. So if on an external point, you're feeling stuck in any area of your life, that's an indication that you need to tune in, go within, and connect with a chakra to help clear the energy so you can be in alignment to the things you're looking to create. I love the card we have going on. The card is change. So yes, and the energy that we are actually in for 2021 is about change. We are in a 5 energy year. So this is really the year to change things up, do things differently. There's an old expression, and that expression is, if you want something new in your life, you have to be willing to do something different to get the new. If you expect to do the same old way and expect something new out of it, it's not going to work for you. So change things up. Your throat chakra is what we're going to work on today, the throat. Clearing out all the negative conversations, clearing out all the words that start with I can't or what if or it shouldn't be. Clear all of that out of your dictionary and start really using the affirmation, I am. I am. I am. And when you work on those I am affirmations, you're literally putting out an action of I am writing articles that help to heal all those who read them. I am writing my articles to help all those who read them. Yes, so that's what you're doing. The I am. You're asking. You're putting the action out there. You're letting the universe know this is what you're doing and why you're doing it. Your number is 5, And when you think about how we can cleanse the throat chakra, just allow yourself to drink a lot of hot water with some lemon to clear that energy. And again, speaking into I am. I am writing my articles to help heal all those who read them. I am doing card readings to help all those align their chakras so they can heal. There's always a reason behind why you're doing what you're doing. And indicate that, because the more clear you get, the more the universe can align you to that exact thing you are saying I am too. So that's our chakra. The number 5 is all about the change. That's your message. Change the way you do things. So with all that being said, again, that's your energy for today. Remember to share, like, and comment. It's very important to do that. Stay with me the entire time. As you're here live, you get your name in the raffle twice. Those of you who are going to be watching on the replay, your name's going to go in the raffle once. It's very important to share, like, and comment. We're going to be taking a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I will have my guest here, and I'm looking forward to introducing you to my amazing guests and like diving right into our conversation. So I'll be right back.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hi guys, I'm Kendrick Cortez Greer, personal astrologer and astrological counselor here in Brooklyn, New York. I've been an astrologer for over 23 years now, providing astrological readings, counseling sessions, workshops, and corporate events all throughout the tri-state area. I've been very blessed and lucky to have clients all throughout the United States and beyond. If you're interested in a reading that is warm, heartfelt, honest, and conducive to speaking to one of your best friends, please contact me at 917-863-7528. You can also email me at kendrickstar@gmail.com. That's Kendrick, STAR, @gmail.com. And for you Insta people, find me on Instagram at Kendrick Cortez Astrology. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Toodles.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And before I dive into introducing you to my guest today, just want to recap and remind you, share, like, and comment. You're going to hear me say this the entire time of our show because it's extremely important, because we have gifts, we have prizes, we have surprises, and you have to be in it to win it. So very quickly, the card for today is all about the throat chakra. Clearing up the throat, moving into a space of using the I am affirmations, coming out of the negative Nellies. No more negative conversations. They don't serve you. They wear you down and they block you from getting to where you want to go. Change is the underlying word for today. Change. Change the way you do everything. When you start changing things, things start to change. That's your card for today. With that being said, and I know I rushed that because my guests these days in 2021 are really amazing guests, and we have so much to share. So I really have to dive right into the important stuff. And that's my guest, Joe Monkman. How are you?
I'm well. Happy 2021. Happy end. We're nearing the end of January already. That just blows my mind.
Yes, I cannot believe we are on the 24th day of January. How the hell did that happen?
It just did.
Yes. And just for our viewers, Joe is our wellness advocate and also personal development trainer. What exactly does that mean, Joe?
So, personal development trainer. So I help people get from point A to point B with the least amount of stress, chaos, drama, etc.
So basically what you do is you help them go more like in a straight line to where they got to go, as to like all the swiggles.
Yeah, we have a lot of free will in getting from point A to point B, but because of a lot of our past conditioning, we go up and down all the mountains and through the tunnels, and we drag stuff from the past with us, and people and places and ideas and beliefs, and it makes for a heavy load. And
Sure does.
so if I can do anything to lighten the load for people of getting from point A to point B, I'm going to do it.
There you go. There you go. And who wouldn't want to lighten the load? I mean, why would somebody want to drag all the stuff and baggage with them over and over and over again?
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes we don't even know we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
We're just so used to doing it, and then suddenly we put the weight down and we go like, "Oh, I feel lighter. I guess I needed to let go of that um, aggravation, the stress, the bitterness, the jealousy, the deep sorrow, the stories in my head that create the suffering."
Yes. And sometimes I think we hold on to it too because we enjoy telling the story.
Oh yeah, we get so mesmerized. One of my beloved teachers, Rosa, she would say, "Oh, Joe, you're so mesmerized by that effing story," and I'd just be like, "What?" We don't know until we know, right?
Exactly, exactly. Because sometimes we don't know anything else to talk about because if we let go of the story, what else is there to say?
Who are we?
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us to a really good question in reference to how did you come to do what you are doing?
A lot of suffering in my,
Explain.
a lot of yes, just suffered my way to this. No, I was carrying a lot of baggage, a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of beliefs that there was something wrong with me, that I was damaged goods, that I was too sad, too gay, too this, too that. Um, and so that, I put blinders so I wouldn't have to deal with a lot of stuff. But it created a lot of discomfort in my physical body, but mostly emotionally. I was really getting to the point where I was like a volcano ready to explode. So I met some people, two women in particular, who became teachers of mine, uh, and introduced me to shamanism and introduced me to Peru and the shamans and healers that I worked with there. So a lot of shamanic training, which has always been for me a path of confrontation, a lot of studying of Buddhist principles, a lot of meditation, deep inquiry, like, really, Joe, is that really what you want to think now? Do you want to carry that around anymore? Do you believe that? Is that true? Byron Katie's work, Eckhart Tolle's work, and I'm going back 30 years, you know.
Yes.
Tolle I was introduced to about 15 years ago. But, you know, Pema Chodron, Thich Nhat Hanh, you know, um, nonviolent principles, things like that.
And for you, can you recall that moment when you realized that it was time for you to start that journey, or like how did that
Yes.
happen for you?
Yes. Because I had this anger that kept bubbling up to the point where my lip would quiver and I couldn't stop and my eye would twitch. It became this physical manifestation of my rage. And
Oh,
other things, certain acting out with alcohol in college and just after college. So I really had to take stock. And thankfully, I had surrounded myself with people who said, "You're being really awful right now. You need help. You need to." And, at first I was not open to it. But again, the suffering that I created for myself became so overwhelming. I was afraid that I was going to go into a deep depression and not be able to come out of it.
wow. Interesting. Very interesting on that. So, what I'd like to talk about briefly before we actually have to take a commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk about it some more, is here we are in 2021, very different energy from 2021, 2020, thank God.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, thank God for that. So, what's actually in store for 2021?
I think, like you're saying, it's very different. I feel like, I have a group on Wednesday nights, and I, for the last several months was giving them, opportunities to see where there were markers, and I said the election in November is a marker. Pay attention to what happens, pay attention to the chaos that might come up around it. But our focus is to be like this and to create peace within so we can move through that tunnel through that birth canal onto the other side. The holidays were a marker. The inauguration was a big marker, um, it ushered in a whole new level. We could really feel it, many of us, not everybody, that there was a certain calm coming over. And I feel like we're in a bridge period. We're still in 2020 energy to some regard because of COVID, because things are still very disrupted for a lot of people in the United States and elsewhere. You know, Britain is in a 2-week lockdown now, I think. So, you know, we are in that period where we're bringing some of the energy over, you know, from 2020 for resolution, so that we can, you know, by March, April, May, we might see a calmer time, so we can see the forest for the trees a little bit better, right? A little bit better.
Interesting. Yes, yes, yes. And it comes at such a perfect time. March, my birthday month.
Oh, yeah. I think we're going to see like March, April, May, a calmer time. I think in the summertime, things might get a little more erratic again, just because people are going to be restless, because, you know, we're still dealing again with getting people vaccinated, having people really pay attention to wearing masks and taking care of their own personal space, which affects the collective, right? So have a peaceful mindset. If we keep riding the peace train, we're gonna have an easier time of it. And we have to continue to check in. Am I peaceful right now? How's my breathing? How's my body feeling? What's it telling me? What's going on? Am I too caught up in the media? What am I doing? You know, what's my focus? Am I, you know?
Oh yeah, yes. We need a whole log sheet of like checking off of everything we need to do.
Constant state of vigilance. We have to keep asking ourselves, am I peaceful right now? Am I in the present moment? Am I like over here in the past, or way out there in the future? You know, because if we're not here now, you know, if we're not here now, rest in peace.
Then where the hell are we?
we're not in reality.
Exactly.
Perspective. And I've practiced this a lot. I've practiced not being in reality quite a bit. I have multiple master's degrees in not being here now.
Yes.
And many of us have.
Yes. Let our viewers know how they can reach you, because we do have to take a commercial break.
Okay. You can reach me via email. It's my first and last name. Nothing else. Just joemonkman@gmail.com.
I love it. Very simple and not a whole laundry list of contact information. So thank you for that.
Not at the moment. No, I'm reconfiguring things. So
good. We're going to take that commercial break and we'll be right back, but stay with us. Get that water or bathroom break, whatever, but come back. We'll be right back.
Water.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Are you ready for that breakthrough? If so, I can help. I'm Reverend Eliza Bloom Robinson, Transformation Catalyst, and I support people just like you to move through into breakthrough, finding the place of empowerment and clarity about who you be and what you do. I'm offering a complimentary consultation session. Just simply email me at newhumanitynow@gmail.com, and I look forward to chatting with you.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. For those of you who are just joining, I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Colon, and I have my amazing guest, Joe Monkman here. Remember, share, like, and comment. It's so important, especially if you're here with me live, because you get double the chance of winning a raffle. So we're going to dive right into our conversation. You'll have to go back and watch it from the beginning later, though. Stay here now. So, Joe, we were speaking about 2021, and also you briefly spoke about a class that you offer on Wednesdays, which I get the honor of taking every Wednesday, and love it very much. Which is is it called Spirit Mess? What is the actual name of this class?
Okay, it's called Spirit Messages.
Thank you.
What we do is we tune in and listen to what messages from, our friends in spirit have to say. And it usually wraps around 3 words or phrases that come to me during the day before we start. And then I just listen, and then I start talking. And sometimes people ask questions. Sometimes there's individual guidance given. But it's an hour of deep listening and receiving messages.
Yes, and it's an amazing, amazing class. Great insight that comes up. And you've been doing this class for how long now?
Several months. Actually, a couple of friends of mine and I, they were requesting that we do something together, and that turned into this, something bigger.
Yes, usually how most things happen.
Right.
Starts out as a small little, maybe 2-3 people, and then before you know it, you start expanding, and then it becomes this big thing, something so much bigger than you even imagined it could be.
Yeah, because, I haven't been able to get out and do these groups in person. So, one of the beautiful things about 2020 and COVID, what has happened is that it has forced many of us to pivot, right? Pivot was a big clutch phrase throughout 2020, like pivot, 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 and just the listening for guidance of like, what do I do now? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? How do you want me to serve?
Exactly, exactly. Which brings us into another really great question. In regards to 2021, the theme of 2021, and how does one, now, do we have a theme for 2021?
Yeah, one of the themes that came to me, the overarching theme for 2021 that I received in meditation is love. It seems really basic and simple, but it's huge, because we had a lot of examples over the last few years of things that don't feel and look and smell and taste like love. So
Yes,
we've
all of
had
it.
good opportunities to see the polar opposite, and now to be in this place of just, if we can hold the consciousness of love and what would love do, and then sub themes within that of freedom, outrageousness, and fortune. And I just had an experience last night around this whole outrageousness, like, am I going to continue to work at this level with the same old theme, the same old verbiage and stuff? Or am I going to go, okay, it's time to expand my vocabulary within my work, within my life. It's time to expand the images, quite literally, that I'm using to represent my work, and see where that takes me, right?
Interesting.
Jump from the small little fishbowl into the bigger one.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes it's the in between. It's the when you're in mid-flight that feels a little scary and unfamiliar.
Yes, but also too, I mean, when we do move into that space of the scariness, that's actually a really good thing, because then we're coming out of our comfort zone. Yes.
Yeah, I think it stretches us out of our comfort zone, and it helps us to address our fears, certainly. And I think that if we can, sit with those fears, kind of like, what I've said for many years now, if we can invite it to sit on our lap like a friendly cat and get to know it, and then, it can become our ally. And it transforms so fast when we start looking at it and allowing it to come through us.
Yes, yes.
Without harming ourselves or any other being, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. Now, when we think about the theme for 2021, and those of, hopefully most of us, if not all of us, are literally starting to move into our purpose, to why we're here. Because I truly believe, and I'm sure you do too, that we all have a purpose to why we're here on earth, why we've chosen to be reincarnated in this lifetime and not like 20 years from now. But what do you do with someone? What advice do you give somebody who doesn't feel like they're living on purpose, or doesn't even understand what their purpose is?
Yeah, and I think, just to be clear, for me, what occurred to me a bunch of years ago was, my purpose is to be kind and happy and calm and compassionate and generous, as best I can, because that that keeps me on the peace train. As I've said, that keeps me in the love zone. And I want to do that. So anything that deviates from that, if I'm, any irritation, I want to address. So when you are feeling any kind of aggravation, you've got to slow down. It's really important to slow down and ask it some questions like, what are you here for? Is this real? Do I really believe this? And Byron Katie has a 4-step technique that is really good called the work. So, what am I believing? Is it true? Is it really true? So who would I be without the story, right?
Yes,
So any just away from that, and there's so many things to do. If you're feeling that aggravation, I live alone in a small New York City apartment with my cat. And sometimes her, rare, 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 I just have to go, okay, stop. I have to leave the apartment. I have to go for a walk, taking time in nature. I live very close to Central Park. So I go there, I walk, so breathing, pay attention to your breathing, pay attention to, your movement, go exercise, have sex, drink some water, eat something nourishing, because a lot of the default, I know for me, has been chocolate during 2020. Thank you to all the chocolate gods, but boy, it's on floor. So find something that calms you down. Move around, dance, shout, scream, cry, whatever you have to do without inflicting harm on yourself or anyone else or anything.
Yes.
So
Yes. So those are some really great tips in reference to helping all of us, get to that place of recognizing, are we living on purpose? Are we living for purpose? Are we living in purpose? Because, those are my 3 big mantras that I say all the time. Am I living in purpose, on purpose, and for purpose? Why am I here? And I think 2020 was a really great gateway for all of us to start evaluating, like, are we living and serving our communities the best way we can? And moving into that energy of, as you said, the theme is love. Because again, when we step into that space of, are we serving our community the best way we can? What best way than love?
Yeah, and there's so many ways to create community, and a lot of us have found that it's online right now, which is nice, because we can reach more people in a lot of ways than we could just being local. So our community outreach has had to shift with the times, right? And for me, the last decade was all about kind of in a hibernation mode, not doing this kind of thing as often. And I thought that maybe I would just kind of like phase it out, because organically it was being phased out, but it was just, I was in a deep transition period and I had to get used to not having the same identity, right? So that said, it was a lot of hibernation time. It was a lot of new things and letting go of old things. But also now, I think in 2021, we're going to be invited to really come out into the world again, with new tools, new systems, new technologies, and incorporate that into what was pre-COVID, pre-2020. And I think it's a beautiful thing. We can't be the Lone Ranger anymore. We have to get out there into community, whatever that means, whatever that means for you. I'm not saying you have to be like on television with an audience of 50 million people or something like that. But that might be your path, right? That might be someone else's path, right?
Yes.
And other people's path may have been like in 2020, they no longer have the job, title, position, income that they did. So they're going to have to shift into another community that gives them the support they need. And can they do that with grace and ease, getting from point A to point B without all the chaos? Or are they going to go into fear? And going into fear can be helpful, as you pointed out, because it makes us see where our old thoughts and beliefs are about ourselves and the world.
Yeah. So. Awesome. And again, Joe, we have to take a commercial break. So let our viewers know how they can reach you.
You can reach me via my Gmail account, joemonkman@gmail. Short and sweet, Joe Monkman.
There we go. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be sharing some more fun and also announcing our raffle winner from last week. So we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Joe Monkman, and I am a personal development trainer. And that means that I help people step into their leadership roles, take their place as a visionary, really understand their own mastery in the world so that they can really find their place at the buffet of life. And if you want to know more, you can find me on my Facebook page at Joe Monkman and joemonkman@gmail.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Natan Bredbury. I'm a veteran, Kabbalist, mystic, coach, and spiritual mentor. I have been blessed to help many students on their spiritual journey over the last 20 years. I am currently the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and what we're doing is we're helping veterans heal from the inside out, overcome any sort of emotional trauma that they've been through. So if you're a veteran, a therapist, or a coach, and are interested in learning more about our program, you can contact us directly at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Blessings.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I have my amazing guest, Joe Monkman here, and we are sharing everything about anything regarding 2021. The theme is love and just being in purpose during this year and utilizing the energy that we had from last year to the gateway of moving into where you're supposed to be this year. Now, as we were chatting, the topic that I like to share before I actually share the winner to our raffle from last week, I like to just speak about essential oils because Joe, you do that.
I love
Yeah,
this.
Joe does essential oils. He is essential oils. So Joe, talk to me about essential oils and how these oils can help one to move into this energy as we move into the next, the entire year for that matter.
Yeah, well, I use essential oils very specifically at times like prepping for today. I was really working with frankincense, which is in my diffuser somewhere behind me there. Frankincense, which is known as the oil of truth. Clary sage, which is the oil of visioning, dreaming. And bergamot, which really helps to kind of uplift the spirit and freshen things up. Very zesty, right? So those three in the diffuser together. And then an oil called Arbor Vitae or Arbor Vitae, which I use for meditation. I use to really when I need to go in and get some answers for myself, or I need to really do something like this, which is speak from a very authentic place, an honest place. That helps me to get very grounded because it comes from a tree, cedar trees, Canada. So,
Nice.
so whether you're using them for psychospiritual purposes, whether you're using them for, emotional support or physical support, maybe you have challenges with sleep or digestion or, body discomfort, anything like that. There's a myriad of uses for these. And, when I'm working with them, I like to remind myself and others that it's a holistic approach. When you're working with very powerful, potent energies that come from nature, and they're not diluted, they're not made in the lab, it's a multi-layered effect, right? So if I'm dealing with something that's around my shoulder, maybe I have discomfort in my shoulder, these oils can help you kind of get to the root of like, well, why? Maybe you worked out too hard at the gym, but why are you doing that? Or is there some underlying emotional, mental issue that is creating that as well? So I love these essential oils for all of the above reasons, right? Yeah.
Yes. Now, in regards to the oils that you use, is it okay to mention the brand that you use, or do you want to keep that under wrap?
No, you can if it's okay as far as your end. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We can say everything and anything on this show.
Okay.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. So I started using essential oils 32 years ago, straight out of college. And Now the brand that I use is strictly doTERRA. I don't use any other brand. I do respect people who choose other brands. That's fine. I've used many different brands, but when I came to this brand, I had such a different experience with the potency and the efficacy and how it worked for my system, that it just changed everything. I had serious digestive issues for like 30 years. And working with these oils and with some tutorage from assistance, mentoring from some folks who knew better than me at the time, it really, eliminated those. And that chronic issue that I had, if you've ever had any chronic physical discomfort, to have that not in your life anymore is a game changer. It frees up a lot of mental space, to not have that, what if I do this? Is that going to bother me? Should I not go there? Or, so just eliminated all that thought that, from something that I thought I'd have to manage for the rest of my life and go through the uncomfortable periods with it, the pain, to not have that is hallelujah.
Yes, yes. And I mean, that's freedom in itself, as you
Yes.
mentioned, not having to worry about, well, can I go do this without this acting up on me?
Right.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
a powerful thing. Yes, I love that. I love that. And in regards to those who are interested in learning more about the oils with you, are they able to participate in any classes that you offer?
Yes, I have a basic introductory class every Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and I can get you those details if you're interested, your viewers are interested. If they email me, I'll send them some info about that. And I have different classes. We're going to do a class next. I'm co-teaching a class next Saturday, the 30th, the Saturday coming up, on essential oils and intimacy. It's all about getting sexy, things that can increase libido, sexual response time, all of these things, a heart-centered intimacy with a partner, or maybe more than one partner. I don't know. So.
Okay, excellent. And right in time for Valentine's.
Yes, that's why we chose to do it, right?
Yes, which is great. Yes, because again, I mean, whether they have a partner or not, they might want to have these oils and have this knowledge. So when they do decide that they have fallen in love with themselves, because the biggest partner we have is the partner we have with ourselves.
Yeah, we've got to learn to be intimate with ourselves.
Yes, yes. And that the theme, love, it's about loving us. We have to love ourselves before we can even embrace the concept of loving somebody else, or even be able to receive love from somebody else, for that matter.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So with that being said, talk about love. What I like to do for you, Joe, what I like to do is offer you, as my fingers are stuck in my cards, offer you a card reading. Are you open?
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I know our viewers are sitting at the edge of their chair saying, she said she was going to mention the raffle winner. I am.
Yes.
I love to keep people in suspense. Joe, for me, just say your full name that's on your birth certificate out loud just 3 times.
Okay, Joseph Edward Monkman, Joseph Edward Monkman, Joseph Edward Monkman.
Okay. And one of the cards I just kept sticking to my hand as I was shuffling wanted to come out to play. Oh, so appropriate. Unconditional love.
There you go.
Unconditional love. And what I'm hearing here with the card is it's confirming that you actually have actually landed. I'm hearing the word landed into that space of loving yourself unconditionally. Where you no longer have a condition. You no longer have to sit there and say, well, can I really love myself this way? Yes, you're at that place. You've landed, which is great. Great. Now, the chakra associated is the sacral chakra. And what I'm hearing here is that you have many, many, many seeds that you have planted over a lifetime. It's not just in the last year, but many seeds that you have planted. And this is the year where you're going to start to see a lot of those seeds start to blossom. So this is some great work coming in for you this year, in 2021 and going forward. Now I'm going to sound like you in 2021, 2022, 2023.
Yes. Yes. You've heard me say that a million times now.
Yes. And your numbers are 9 and 6. So the 9 energy is all about how you've let things go. let things go that no longer serve you, from, deep rooted stuff to just a little stuff. You've let it go. You're moving into your sixth energy of healing you. And when you heal you, you also become a better healer. And this is definitely your year to do more of your healing work, which, I mean, you've already know that, which is why you're on the journey that you're on to do the things you're doing. So you're definitely on track. Does that resonate?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
I
All of
love
it.
it. I
All of
love
it.
it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's your card. So yeah. So, if you're feeling, which I don't think you are, where you're feeling a little nervous or worried about what's coming, what's going to manifest for you.
No, I
think you
don't at
are.
all. I don't
Yeah.
at all. No.
Yeah. I didn't think so, but I was like, well, let's just put it out there just in case. But if you are, you know what to do with the oils you need to do to activate the sacral energy, to get it flowing, so you can really embrace all of it. And just also know too that whatever it is you're visualizing on the level of birthing, just know it's going to be a little bigger than what you can visualize.
I'm all about that.
Yes.
I
So yes.
feel like 2020 for many people was about incremental steps. And I think that 2021, going along with the sub theme of outrageousness and fortune and love and freedom, is about bolder steps that might be just bolder for you personally, right?
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So with that being said, now before I guess I'll announce the winner first, and then Joe has a raffle prize that he's going to be announcing that he's going to be giving to the raffle. And again, for those of you who shared, liked, and comment live with us today, you're going to get your name in the raffle twice. So you have 2 times chance of winning whatever Joe is going to be offering. And those of you who are watching this on the replay, you'll have 1 chance, but you still got a chance. But remember, you got to be in it to win it. So if you don't share, you don't like, you don't comment, you don't win it because you're not in it. But here goes the drum roll for last week's. And just for those of you, to remind you, last week's raffle winning raffle prize is a 30-minute astrology session with Kendrick Greer. And our winner to that, and Joe's going to be really excited to hear this name, Irene Rodriguez.
Oh, I know Irene. Yeah, she's going to.
Yes, that's why I said it. Yes. I was so excited when I saw her name pop out. I was like, yay! So yes, Irene Rodriguez is our winner for our 30-minute astrology session with Kendrick Greer. And I'm going to reach out to Irene. I've already spoken to Kendrick because he only learned about this morning. And then the 2 of them will get together and make that happen. So yeah, that's last week's winner. So I'm really excited. Congratulations to Irene Rodriguez. And Joe, what is your raffle prize for this week?
Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm giving away a 60-minute intuitive insight session. So that's a one-on-one time for an hour where we'll look at some issue that might be on the front burner, but sometimes what happens is that the stuff that's on the back burner that you're trying to keep back there comes up, and I, use some shamanic techniques with that, the intuitive stuff, and it's a collaboration with our, the deep wisdom that we each hold.
Awesome. That's exciting too. So again, share, like, and comment so you have an opportunity of winning that amazing prize. So Joe, we are in our final time together. Let our viewers know how they can reach you one last time.
Okay, you can reach me via email, joemonkman@gmail.com. That's my first and last name together, nothing underscored, nothing in between, no dashes, no dots, no fancy stuff. joemonkman@gmail.com.
Awesome. And for those of you who are interested in joining us on Wednesdays for our spirit message class, the flyers there, and then just email Joe for the information and he'll be more than happy to bring you on in. Yeah. So with that, Joe, thank you so much for sharing your insight today.
Thank you.
Thank all the magic that you brought today to today's show.
With you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then I'll be back with the conclusion of today's show. We'll be right back. Hello. Are you ready for the age of Aquarius? I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, a student of astrology, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Boundless Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. I would like to invite you to come join me for a one-day class on February 11th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom. This amazing class is the Cosmic Energy 2021 forecast. During this time, what you will experience is what's in store for you, professionally, personally, and collectively. Redeem this amazing class today at the special rate of $55. Email healingwithin76@gmail.com. Do this today and receive a free 9-card Cosmic Energy astrological forecast that could be your blueprint for the entire year. I do look forward to sharing with you insight on the age of Aquarius. Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. I am your host, Joanne Angel Barry Colon. And for those of you who are just joining, share, like, and comment, but you're going to have to come back and watch it because we're at the very end. We just announced our raffle winner from last week, which is Irene Rodriguez. So I'll be reaching out to her so she can redeem her prize. And also, like to just mention very quickly, I'm sure there's a flyer that's been floating around that Joanne's Healing Within has celebrated its 2-year anniversary. And I want to give a big shout out and thank all of my viewers for watching every week, because without you guys watching, the show doesn't take place. And I did a whole Facebook post regarding every one of my guests that's been on my show. There's over about 60 guests that I've had over the last 2 years. Many of them have been on my show more than once. So again, without them, this show would not have happened. And of course, behind the scenes, Barbie, that makes this all possible. So I'm really excited to make the show take place every week, every Sunday. And I'm really more excited to know that I am the catalyst to bringing every guest that comes onto my show for them to shine their light, share their story, and inspires others to do the same thing. And with that being said, anyone who is ready to go big or go home, I invite you to reach out to me and let me know what you would like to share with our viewers, as I'm currently offering an amazing special, $33 per episode based on 3 months. So if you are looking to be a guest or even an advertising sponsor, although that special is based on advertising sponsorship, which also includes 2 guest spots. So it's a great opportunity. If that's something you would like to do, I'll share the email in just a minute. I'd like to also invite you to come join me on February 11th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom for our Cosmic Energy 2021 forecast. It's a class. You'll get to know all about what's going on with 2021. We already know what's going on with the astrology. We have what Joe Monkman, who was just on our show, shared with you, the theme and everything else. Learn about how you can apply all this information and manifest your deepest desires and release what does not serve you anymore. And let's see, what else do we have? Also, for those of you who love to know who's going to be our show for the following week, we have Eliza Bloom Robinson, who is our transformational catalyst, who's going to be joining us and sharing her amazing magical insight with each and every one of you. So with all that being said, remember to tune in every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, share, like, and comment. And if you've missed any episodes, know that you can catch us on YouTube, Amazon Fire TV, and also Roku. With that being said, I'd like to thank you so much for being here. Continue to support my show, and let's do another year. Why not? Have yourself an awesome day, weekend, and till next week. Bye-bye for now.